And hello YouTube, and welcome back to another episode of The Zone TV Movie Entertainment with me, your host Jonathan. Once again, bringing you my thoughts and movie review for the brand new Kenneth Branagh film, Artemis Fowl. Now, Artemis Fowl stars a unknown kid who actually I really do not know, so I apologize for that. But it does have some A-list actors in here, like Josh Gad is in this movie. You have Judi Dench is in this movie, and Colin Farrell as well. So Artemis Fowl tells the story of Artemis, who's pretty much like this super smart kid whose father is kind of like really world famous, but for I guess crime. But then his son finds out that his father is like kind of like a secret agent spy, but trying to protect the fairy world. Apparently, there's a world of fairies and giants and ogres and other kinds of creatures out there that is among the human world without their knowledge of it. And Artemis discovers that his father is kind of involved with them. He collects artifacts that kind of leads into it, and I guess he protects the realm from being discovered or whatever. And then something happens to his father where his father gets kidnapped, and this cloaked figure with a very high mechanical voice tells Artemis to find him this like decoder looking thing, and he has like a certain amount of days to find it, otherwise he's gonna kill his father. So Artemis goes on this journey to literally try to find this object, and he gets the help of some fairies that are, some of them are police officers, and they go after him because thinking that he's doing something illegal and trying to expose the fairy world. And Artemis has his butler, kind of like a slash bodyguard. Kind of reminds me of Alfred, type of Alfred. Use more kung fu skills like he normally does in the Batman mythology. Kind of like that, but different. This movie to me, first of all, I didn't even know this was based off a book, so I don't know too much of the material. But I thought this movie was okay. Honestly, it kind of reminded me of if Men in Black met Spy Kids. Spy Kids, instead of fighting aliens, they were fighting trolls, ogres, and fairies, and all that kind of stuff. Mythical stuff in here. So the movie itself was okay. For a Disney movie, it was alright. Like I said, I'm not too familiar about the book mythology. Maybe there's more to it, but I thought it was okay. I had some cool action scenes. Josh Gad was like a troll kind of thing. He kind of reminded me if they were gonna reboot Harry Potter, and they wanted Hagrid to play by Josh Gad. He'll be perfect for it. He kind of looked like Hagrid a little bit. He was kind of like a troll mixed with an ogre kind of thing. He looked really well. The makeup looked great. Judi Dench was a fairy chief of police, I guess. She was fine. My only negatives about this movie was the fact that the whole movie wasn't really about Artemis going out to the world and trying to discover more about the ancient worlds of the fairies. It was basically all in his house. That's right, the fairies literally go to his house and they have the adventure there, and he has to pretty much save the world from his own house. That's basically the whole thing. And not much of a spoiler, it's actually in the trailer that you see his house, and there's some things in his house, I won't say what it is, that kind of lets him to succeed in his mission, I guess you could say, to basically go to his goals. I'll say that. And it was just an okay movie. First of all, my negatives about this movie is the fact that, like I said, I didn't know too much about the mythology of this book, so I don't know anything about the backstory about this. And it felt really quick. They got to the point really quick. They show us Artemis. They show us how smart of a kid he is, how he's way advanced than anybody in his class. And everybody doesn't really know who he is. And then the media shows his father being this big international art dealer, kind of like smuggling art, I guess. I don't know the bizarre name for it, but he's like a dealer, but he takes stuff and he just steals. He's an international thief. Yeah, that's what I was going for. Basically, that's what the media puts him as, but then you find out he's really collecting all these artifacts because it kind of leads into the fairy world and all that kind of stuff, and he doesn't want to expose that. He's trying to protect it. Then he gets captured and all this and that. And also my other biggest, complaint about this movie is that Colin Farrell, and I love Colin Farrell. I love him a lot. He's great actor. He could do anything and he can nail it. Problem is, he's in these movies and he's hardly in the movie. First of all, I didn't even know he was a part of this movie until I saw this movie. And then he's in the movie by like what? I don't know, like 10, 15 minutes every 5 minutes of the movie. He doesn't have that much screen time. Now, who knows? Maybe if this movie makes a sequel, maybe he'll be a part of it more. Maybe there's a book in the series that focus just on him. Sure, his character sounded very interesting because in the beginning it made it look like his father was the main character, and then Artemis was supposed to help him out later on. But no, he's in the movie and then he disappears, and then something happens, and then Artemis takes over, and it's just okay, fine. I guess. I feel sorry for Colin Farrell sometimes. He takes these projects sometimes and he's like, yeah, I'm here to do great work. And then, oh wait, I'm only going to be in here for 5 minutes. Great, cool. Then, you have Judi Dench. Love her too. She's amazing. But she ends up having this accent, and everything here takes place in Ireland. Which I'm pretty sure that, Ireland people, they have like these very thick, beautiful accents. And I'm not sure if she's trying to do an accent, but her voice is so, like I said before, I don't know if she's actually supposed to have an accent in this movie, or is this how she talks now, because she's actually a little older. But her accent was kind of terrible, and at some points I was just like, yikes. Even Josh Gad, same thing. I didn't even know who Josh Gad was in this movie either. That's another thing. The makeup looked great, and I have no complaints about that. It took me a second because he started doing a British accent in here that it's totally not him. It totally throws you off a little bit that it's not Josh Gad, but ended up when you realize that it is Josh Gad, he's basically narrating the movie, by the way. You figure that out, and then like, oh, that's so weird, Normally you hear Olaf talking, but in this one, he's very different. And, at the beginning, I was like, oh, wow, am I going to get annoyed about his voice in here? But I get over it, and I actually end up liking his character in this movie because, he's a funny guy. He's kind of like a con artist. He's he's a ogre / troll. He's trying to become shorter because he wants to fit in more. He's really too tall. He's really too big to be an ogre or even a troll, and trolls are supposed to be smaller. So that's what he wants, but he's very good pickpocketer. So there's that. And he meets this fairy cop who's pretty much like his only friend. And then she gets involved with the case because apparently her father was some kind of evil mastermind or something like that. So she's trying to clear his name. So there's that. And like I said, too many different plot points in here, but I thought it was just an okay film. The CGI was fine. When you see them up close in person, it looked fine. But when in the distance, it was like, ugh. They could have done it. But I think the budget here was way too much. I think it was like maybe over 100. I'm just guessing here. I don't know how much the budget is for the movie, but it was just okay film. Not exactly a film I'm gonna be like, oh my god, I can't wait. I need a sequel like now. No, it was an okay film. I thought it was enjoyable for what it was. And like I said before, I don't know the mythology of this book series, so I really can't get hype about it too much. If they made a sequel, if this was like Narnia. And I'd be like, oh yeah, I can't wait for the second one because I know what's going to happen in the second one. I know the books, or, the third one and the fourth one. So I know that, it's not like Hunger Games either or Harry Potter. Like, those books, those things. But Artemis Fowl, never heard of it until this movie came out. So, and I only saw like one trailer, and I remember correctly, I never saw Colin Farrell once in that trailer. So, mystery that why they kept him, maybe he was in the trailer, I just didn't notice it. But from what I'm seeing, what I saw in that trailer, the first trailer, I don't remember him being in the trailer. And he's in this movie barely like 5, 10, 15 minutes of the movie. So it was like his character started off to matter, and then it just goes away just to focus on the little kid. And also the kid, and he did a fine job. I enjoyed what he did with the character. It's just that there was moments in the movie where he just kept staring like this and having expressions like he's sad, but then he has his eyes like really focused on you. But he's sad, he's showing his emotions, but his eyes are like bulging out. It's like very, very, very weird. And I thought his facial expressions could have been better. Maybe that's how the character's supposed to be. I don't know. Like I said before, never read the books, so there you go. So leave me a comment below. Let me know what you guys thought. If you guys are interested in this film, go check it out for yourself. I mean, you might like it, you might hate it, you might even have read the book. Leave me a comment below. Let me know how many books are there. By the way, you know, maybe I should get into it. Maybe I need to read the books. Maybe it's very different from the movie. But who knows? Maybe Disney did a bad job with it. Who knows? Leave me a comment below. Let me know. Thank you very much and have a good day.